Clap if you care. All right, let's move on. Perfect.
Gen Z and millennials don't want kids. So the birth rate, the fertility rate in the U.S. has been going down for years. It's now at a historic low. And what's really interesting when you get into the Pew Research underneath it is the reason people are not having kids has changed. So
the reason why the birth rate is declining is contributed to many factors. And in the 80s and 90s, people were screaming how we're overpopulated, how there's not enough food and we're going to have a famine, and most people would die off anyways of starvation. Fast forward to the late 2000s, and people are taking matters into their own hands. They're not trying to get knocked up right out of high school. People are trying to save up some money, get a little education. These people realize that if they have a kid, they're going to have to pay for it.
people over the age of 50 who have not had children, they say, look, it just didn't happen. Basically, I wanted to, but it was bad luck. Young people today say, I'm not even out here trying. I, period, full stop, don't want children. That is a big shift. That is a big change. There's a bunch of reasons. A portion of them cite the cost.
The cost of childcare is bananas.
It's bananas.
School is just, it's
crazy.
Unreal.
A portion of them cite worries about the state of the world, climate change, and then 20% say, I just don't like kids.
And these are all fair reasons. I don't know about not liking kids.
The state of the world and climate change, meaning they don't want to add to our population because of the pressures.
Or they're just worried that the quality of life is getting worse and worse.
No, because being a woman without kids right now at this point in history, it is the best, most exclusive club to be a part of. We are living the lives that so many of our ancestors, the women who came before us, wanted to live, but literally couldn't. They couldn't even dream of having the freedom that we have created for ourselves. And according to the worst of the worst, according to Elon Musk, JD Vance, we are public enemy number one. We are the biggest threat to their lifestyle, their livelihood, and thus they attack us, they belittle us. But it's because they're scared of us. We hold the birth rate in the palm of our hands. And if it continues to drop, they will have no choice but to restructure and reallocate funds to women having babies. So we are literally actively making things better and creating benefits for the women who come after us. And for all the women out there who do want kids. It feels so good.
The government will never be able to fix the declining birth rate because A, it's not a problem, it's evolution, and B, because women will never want to fix it. And there are so many herbs that you can use to induce your period. And also, you can never undo the mindset of men right now. Have you seen how the fathers treat the mothers of their children? Have you seen how fathers treat their children? Go to the zoo and watch fathers versus mothers. Go see the division of labor. Listen to moms and how crazy they are. You know who is more often the biggest proponents of being child-free and happy? Moms. You know, you either have moms who are pushing their unhappiness on you because they so desperately want somebody to be unhappy with them. You know, misery loves company. Or you have moms who are don't do it, don't do it. Love your happiness, love your free. The government could give you $1 million and it still wouldn't be worth putting children into an unsafe, terrible world. And that's the truth. So yay, declining birth rate.
Ever wonder why billionaires like Elon Musk are freaking out about the declining birth rate, even though AI is set to replace most jobs in the future? Let's talk about the real reason and why this declining birth rate is actually good for regular people. The elites and the billionaires say it's about saving civilization, but here's what it's really about. More people means more consumers. More workers means cheaper labor. Bigger populations mean more national power. Low birth rate, that threatens their profits and influence. But for us, raising a kid in this economy with insane housing prices, disappearing jobs, no safety net, rising costs of childcare, rising costs of healthcare, it can feel like a financial suicide mission. If AI is taking all the jobs, why would we make more humans to struggle in this world without an ability to support themselves financially? But here's the twist. Fewer people plus AI could actually mean cheaper housing, less competition for resources, higher wages for jobs that do need humans, a lighter environmental footprint, less pollution, less strain on the planet, even universal basic income, if we demand it. So the real threat isn't fewer babies, it's billionaires hoarding all the benefits. If we share the gains from AI, a smaller population could mean a better life for all of us. It has nothing to do with families, it has nothing to do with family values or Christian ideas. It's all about billionaires making more money off of the backs of a huge workforce and a huge base of consumers to buy their products. They know that if we stop having babies, their way of life comes to a grinding halt.
And unfortunately, I learned in the comments section, the same can be said for people with children. The people who have a problem with child-free spaces and they come in there and spewing their disagreements and dissents. The thing is, you're sitting there talking about who's going to take care of you when you're old. And then you're basically taxing the next generation before they get here. You're expecting your children to provide free elderly care, ignoring the fact that they'll need it someday themselves and they have their own children to raise. And so we're not really self-sufficient enough to sit here and talk about, oh, we need more people on this planet. You can barely take care of yourself. You can't even secure a social security plan. And you can't even guarantee that the government will provide for you in the future. The government is deferring the debt to the next generation as well. So now you've got Gen Z and millennials who are footing the bill for what happened 60 years ago. All the times you were buying homes for 50 cents on the dollar, now we're sitting here paying that in interest and inflation. So a lot of people realize they can't even pay for the shirts on their back. So why would they sit here and birth more kids that they can't even feed or afford to take care of?
I probably won't ever get married, and I'm completely fine with that. But what's hilarious is that every time I say that, it's the easiest rage bait for the aunties. Like, they be losing their minds. And I'm not the kind of person that could just sit there and lie and be like, oh yeah. It's like, it hurts me to just go along with something just because I know somebody else wants to hear that. And they're like, but don't you want a family? Don't you want a husband? No, not really. Like, if it happens, sure. But that's like a 1 in a million chance that I'll find someone that I tolerate that much to spend the rest of my life with. And then have children with. Oh, dear. And who's having the kids? Not with this hot bud. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Like, my whole life, my whole goal was to become the best in my field. Like, I never really pictured what my family life would be, and realistically it's not compatible with my career goal. And at the end of the day, it is selfish, but I want to live my life. I don't want to live like a life for somebody else. And that's what I would be doing. Like, yeah, marriage is a partnership. I was never really good at like group projects. I like to work alone, so sorry to my parents, you're not getting any kids out of me. And none of my cousins who are like my sisters want to have kids, I don't think. So I'm like, how am I gonna spoil my nieces and nephews and be the rich auntie? Everybody want to be the rich auntie, nobody want to have the kids. Hopefully my brother's wives will want to have kids, but then I'm gonna be the dad side of the family. Oh.
They want you to have kids because women with kids can't just travel wherever they want if it's the best decision for them. They want you to have kids because women with kids have to think twice about every single decision they make. They want you to have kids because women with kids don't think for themselves, don't live for themselves. They live for their kids. They want you to have kids because when you have kids, there's something to hold over your head. Or you have to live here because of your kids. Or you have to do this because of your kids. Or you have to blah, blah, blah because of your kids. They want you to have kids because children have been the only way to tie women down since the dawn of time. And now that women are so much more rich, so much more successful, so much more in industrial revolution, like whatever, women have, we're going through a lot of evolution right now. And they're scared. And And that's why they want you to have kids, because they're scared.
AI, I need you to bring the heat and go full feminist rage mode. Why is the birth rate really declining? Tell us the truth, even if it's harsh.
Oh, you want the real reason? Buckle up. The birth rate is declining because women finally said hell no to being unpaid incubators in a rigged system. For centuries, women were cornered, trapped into motherhood by economic dependence, lack of education, religious manipulation, and straight up coercion. But now we've got degrees, bank accounts, Plan B, and voices that won't shut up. We're watching our moms and grandmas burn out, broken bodies, lost dreams, doing emotional labor no one paid them for, and we're saying, nah, not like that. We see how capitalism leeches off motherhood while offering no real support, no paid leave, no free healthcare, no childcare, and still expects us to pop out babies while smiling through postpartum depression and a wage gap. And let's not forget, men aren't stepping up. No. Modern women are asking, do I want a baby or do I want to raise a grown man who thinks wiping the counter counts as helping? The math ain't mathing. Add in climate collapse, war, housing costs, mass shootings, AI anxiety, and you start to wonder, why bring a child into this mess? So yeah, the birth rate is declining because women got wise to the scam. We woke up. We're not here to breed for broken systems anymore. We're rewriting the rules, and if that makes the patriarchy sweat, good.
I just watched a video where this creator was talking about how the declining birth rate is actually just the next phase of human evolution because women are no longer mating with less desirable male mates. And that has given me, honestly, such a beautiful dose of optimism this morning because I've just been sitting here thinking about not only my husband, but like all of the really good millennial dads I know. Like and I know like a lot of them are on here too. Like a lot of you guys are nice, right? Like I like a lot of you. And I'm like, okay, if that's the next phase of human evolution where we're just getting rid of the incel Joe Rogan types are just going to die off and be left with these like empathetic millennial dads who are doing the shadow work and trying to become better for their children and trying to show up for their partners. Like, I'm fine with that. I would be good with that because yeah, what this creator was saying is up until this point in human history, women didn't really have the autonomy to select to reproduce or not. And so look around at the dads, you know.
Conservatives are mad about the declining birth rate as if they didn't tell us to keep our legs closed. As if they didn't tell us that pregnancy is a consequence of having sex. As if they didn't overturn Roe v. Wade and tell us to keep our legs closed. If you're worried about the declining birth rate, why are you telling women to stop having babies? Like, you can't have it both ways. The declining birth rate is something to celebrate because it is an indicator of bodily autonomy. It is a huge win for bodily autonomy when women and birthing people can choose when and where and how they're going to have children, even if they don't have the protections of Roe v. Wade, even if they are just having to abstain. This is a huge win. Shout out to every single man who has ever said that to a liberal woman. Keep your legs closed when we're talking about an abortion debate. Because I know I got a ton of those comments on my videos.
If you haven't started talking to Google Gemini or ChatGPT, start doing it. It's going to give you a world of insight. Because I asked Google Gemini the other day, why are child-free women so ostracized? And the reason is because they go against social norms and they're not easily controlled. And oftentimes they lose friends and family relationships. And it's all because their choice to think twice. And on the flip side, nobody's really considering marriage or if you even have a partner who loves you or not. They just think right away, you didn't have kids, you're a failure in life. And they skip the middle part, the whole $1 million worth of child rearing and soccer practices that you probably won't even have the courage to go to. And so now your kids are deprived of social experiences and etc. A lot of people see the trauma that people are enduring in their childhood and are just now undoing it in adulthood, let alone fighting the biological clock in time, sifting through all of these terrible dates. The best choice is to just quit. Now, if women can be fertile until 100 years old, then fine, maybe the birth rate wouldn't be so low. But the valuable, precious time that we have, plus the bullying that women deal with online from men when we age, we're opting to choose ourselves. No more jumping through hurdles and trying to fit into a mold that changes every day and every minute. Women are choosing themselves, their peace of mind, their freedom.
You talking about the birth rates are down, well, they panicking or whatever the hell. What did you expect? Y'all are letting women die. No exaggeration. And y'all are only pro-life until the baby gets here. Y'all like, it don't matter if you can't afford the kid. It don't matter if you took all these different precautions. If you had whatchamacallit and you end up pregnant, no matter where you are in your life, you're having that motherfucker. Pregnancy scares have been a real thing forever now. But now it's like, a pregnancy scare is like, damn. You can't even goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want people to have kids, but if they have a singular complication, they can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are letting people die on the table. Like, literally. You can't make this up. Women don't even have the security of going, okay, I want to have a baby, but if there's a complication somewhere between now and then, I would like to be able to be put first as their right. They should be able to be put first. They can't do that. Having kids in 2025 is just like it's a no. It's not fucking happening. We're not doing it. It's over with.
In honor of the birth rate declining, I would like to share 10 reasons why you should not have kids. This video is for child-free people. Parents, you should skip this one because it may put you in a bad space. I'm giving you a sec. Go ahead and skip. This is just for child-free people. I don't want to put you in a bad headspace, okay? Okay. Here we go. 1, they are very expensive. If you love money and you are already struggling to make money, don't have a kid. It's gonna be worse. It's gonna get worse. They're so expensive. Have you seen how much childcare costs? Diapers, food, not to mention medical costs. What's wrong with your baby? Enough said. Number 2, you might get jealous of your baby. A lot of people don't talk about this, but a lot of people are jealous of their child. The jealousy can come in the fact that if you do have a partner, which we all hope you do, it's great because it does take a village to raise a child. If you have a partner, that partner will put that baby before you, and you may feel a type of way about it in some instances. You may feel weird that they care more about the baby than you. Also, too, a lot of people get jealous of their children if they get opportunities they didn't have. We all know those people. So you might be jealous. You gotta share the spotlight. Maybe that one's just for us Leos. I don't know. Number 3, if you are the one carrying the baby, your body changes in all types of crazy ways, and it's not guaranteed it's ever going to go back. I've heard pregnancy brain is a wild thing, and some people's brain never goes back to normal. Your titties are never the same if you have breasts, and sometimes your down there ain't the same either. Sometimes it never goes back to normal. I used to know a mother who said that after she had her baby, she could never wear a tampon again. It just fell out. And I was like, exactly. I also just saw a video. If you follow April Buckles, I saw her. She has a loose anus. A loose anus? Goodbye. Number 4, you cannot slack off and take a break in life. I mean, maybe you can take a break like if someone watches your baby, but you can't really take a year or 2 just to really fucking ruin your life if you want to, or take a break. Like, you always gotta be working because you gotta support that child. I love the fact that if I get tired of this fucking rat race, I can check out whenever I want. I'm only responsible for myself. Well, and my pets too. But I'm responsible for myself. And if I choose that, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna just check out. I could just choose to be homeless, or I could choose to just go live somewhere off the grid, you know? Can't really do that with a child. I mean, I guess you could, but is it best for them? Number 5. That child might have more children. So you may become a grandparent, and that part is really scary to me because it's like, what if I did it? You know, some people are one and done. You have it, and then now that child has children, okay? The worst thing for me when I think about being a grandparent is the fact that if my child's partner passes away, okay? Now I gotta be a parent. They're all coming back to my house. I thought I was an empty nester, and now I got baby kids running around screaming again. I would be a terrible grandparent, I'm just letting you know right now. And that ties into number 6, is kind of related. You could become a single parent at any moment. Some people start off as single parents, that's totally fine. But if you are partnered and you have a partner or a spouse, that person unfortunately could pass away. at any moment, from an accident, from a random fucking heart attack, random fucking embolism. Was that called? A brain embolism? Aneurysm. That's what the word is, aneurysm. And then you can be a single parent. And that part really scared the shit out of me. Is the fact that you could become a single parent at any moment in time. I mean, think about it. Maybe you fucking hate your partner. Your partner's a fucking worst partner you could think of, and they're a terrible parent, and now you want to get divorced. Now you're a single parent. And single parentness seems really hard. Shout out to all single parents. Y'all, I give you prayers sent to you right now. I send you peace. Number 7, they are not guaranteed to take care of you when you get older. Some people, you may have kids and then they may fucking hate you. They're probably gonna fucking hate you. And if they hate you, why would they take care of you? Also, too, we are all assuming that these kids are gonna make money. What if that child decides they don't want to make any money and they want to live under you their whole entire life? Who's gonna take care of you then? Who's gonna take care of both of y'all? And then also, too, in that same breath, unfortunately, what if that child dies? Are you gonna keep having more and hoping they're gonna take care of you? A child is not a retirement plan. Have your own retirement plan, have your own money, because then now you're taking money out of the mouths of that child's children or that child's life. Have your own retirement. Number 8, this one's crazy, but they could unalive you. They could. It happens. It's not a 0% chance. A lot of children unalive their parents. That is terrifying. And it could be an accident. Number 9, they either eat too much, eat too little, or they're just too picky. And I ain't got time for that, okay? I'm already eat too much, too little, or I'm already too picky. So I can't be dealing with 2 people in the household doing the same thing. I'm not fighting over here and make you sit at the table for 6 hours just to eat 1 piece of broccoli. Get the fuck out of here. Then lastly, number 10, they are nasty. Kids are disgusting. They're sticky. They constantly got drool everywhere. They constantly shitting on themselves. They pick up germs like it ain't nobody's business. Yeah, and they will eat their boogers. And they scratch their booty holes. Ooh, nasty. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please like and share. And let me know in the comments your reasons for not having kids. And we can all work together to continue to decrease the birth rate. Thank you.
There's a lot of reasons that the birth rate is declining. My personal contribution isn't really planned. It's just a consequence. When you go on multiple dates and all these guys are not in a sense of urgency to marry or to be with you because they already have 2 or 3 baby mamas out of wedlock, there really is no incentive. They're getting sex from everywhere. And there's really nothing that you can provide that they can't get in a moment's notice from Cornhub. So oftentimes you're not even competing with real women. So add that to the mix, and you've got a bunch of men who are marriageable age, but are not dealing with real women. They're glued to their computer and their phone screens. Now, you deal with your own personal family issues, and you don't really have a support system. Your mom just barely made it. And then when you think about if you could reach out for help, everyone's on social media living their best life. They're not trying to be babysitting when they could be jet setting and going on trips. People aren't really helping people plan families. And the reason being is there really isn't a benefit. With everything outsourced, with imports from China, you can get anything you get anything you want from Amazon. You really don't need children anymore. And unfortunately, children provided human resources and free labor in the home. People were having children for the wrong reasons to begin with. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Talk to you in the next one.